Hello, Yakri here with another Warframe video. This time it's the recap for Devstream 128. So, things that are still coming in 2019 according to the Warframe dev team. New war, railjack, melee rework, difficulty changes, and improvements to the new player experience, as well as bringing back raids and the Plains of Duvery. I'm pronouncing it wrong. Anyway, so Plains of Duvery probably not actually happening this year, but the other things are actually happening this year. So I don't think I have any real comments about those, except I'm very excited for Railjack. The melee rework seems to be coming along nicely so far, and the next steps in it are super exciting and coming soon TM, but not soon before TennoCon soon. Cool finisher animations. So they showed off some cool finisher animations that hijack your camera. Some people aren't going to like this. I think it'd be kind of cool. It reminds me of Assassin's Creed 1 a lot, until it gets me killed, and then I'll be really mad. But I guess they're using it with some type of new enemy type that's going to reward you for using cool finisher animation on it, so that's kind of nice. There's the Nerf To Loot, right? People have been complaining about it a lot, so they're looking at, taking a second look at it. So if you don't know, the Nerf To Loot was, they reduced the amount of bonus loot you could get from a corpse to one additional roll. Now previously, you could get a lot of additional rolls. You had like Avara, you had the ability to cut bodies into pieces, you had Hydroid, you had Necros, and they could all get additional rolls from enemies. So that's like, let's say you get 2 body parts and you have Hydroid and Necros, and so you get 2 rolls from Necros and the different body parts, and 1 roll from Hydroid. That's 3 extra rolls, or 4 times base loot. Now suppose you have a resource booster on. That is 2 times the total loot you just got, which is 4 times base loot, so that's 8 times base loot. Now with the changes, you can now get only double base loot times 2 again for 4 times base loot. So that is about a 50% nerf to your ability to grind resources in general. It's not necessarily always that bad. It kind of varies between a 25 and 75% nerf, depending on like how abusive you really want to get here. But the point is, it's kind of rough. There's still a good reason to use both Hydroid and Necros to make sure you get the maximum amount of loot, but the maximum amount is a lot lower than it used to be. And I don't know. Their reasoning kind of makes sense, I think, and I don't think they're going to just revert it. I think they're probably going to buff loot in some way. Maybe we'll be able to get 2 drops per corpse, bonus drops, that is. Maybe loot drops from enemies will be just increased across the board, but this will stay. Who knows? However, it does reduce the speed at which you can grind rare resources significantly if you're really trying, right? For casual play, it doesn't really change much, but considering how much like really significant try-harding grinding is required to get some things, I don't think this is a good change in terms of how it affects the overall game, even if it is sort of good in the sense of not locking people as hard into like one super optimal meta loot grinding build, but I don't like it still. So their next Warframe coming up is the Gotta Go Fast frame, Sanic, whatever you want to call him. He looks like a Gundam. If you don't know what a Gundam is, watch Gundam, Mobile Suit Gundam, and if you don't, you're dead to me. So he looks really awesome. They haven't showed off much about him. He's gonna have some sort of special mechanic to do with speed, and he's gonna have speed-based abilities. And he looks like he'll have some overlap with a Volt, but hopefully not too much, and they'll kind of stack with each other. So I'm excited about him. If for nothing else, he looks fucking awesome, so that's gonna be great. Wukong Rework is coming up. I would say, like, TLDR version, Wukong Rework is going to make Wukong better, and it's going to make him a lot more interesting to play and remove some abusive stuff. But a lot of people aren't going to be happy about that. So his one ability goes from garbage to creating a clone of himself that attacks people. The clone probably isn't that good, but it is a one ability, and it's like 50 times more useful than the shitty jab he used to have. He gets temp invulnerability and reflects damage with his 2 instead of permanent invulnerability to everything, while being able to use ranged weapons. So that's a good change, because it's not a good ability to have in the game, that style of ability. My only concern is that the damage reflect will be super weak, and so it'll be just kind of a garbage ability. If the damage reflect is extremely strong and the duration can be pumped up at like an okay amount, I think it could be decent. Maybe it'll need another revision. Like maybe it could be something kind of like Harrow's Ultimate, where you can absorb really powerful boss abilities, get charged up, and then attack for a bit, right? That could be interesting. So his cloud goes way faster. It looks cooler, but I don't remember if that was a change that happened in the past or if that's part of this rework. His ultimate melee is getting the melee rework, some of the melee rework stuff kind of early, and it's getting like a cool new set of combos and animations. And if you know how melee combos work in Warframe, they change the power of abilities, and so this is kind of set up to make his ult more powerful by changing the actual like combo bonuses it gets and the animations he does during it to give him more range and more utility and probably make him deal more damage. So no huge reworks to core systems like reworking the damage system or reworking like maybe all enemy difficulty or how rewards work in Warframe, like overall, more like improvements over time. Yeah, so New War looks pretty awesome. If you don't want to see mild spoilers for it, don't watch the dev stream. We're going to see more large open tile sets in the future of Warframe, which I'm pretty excited about. They created real world Clem bobbleheads. Some people are going to be very excited for that. I'm one of them. Although I don't know if I'd actually buy one. I guess it depends on the price, right? I don't know if they're even going to just have them up for sale normally. I can't remember if they said that. Who knows? Could be a Tenocom thing. So, Prime trailers are dead. Not really totally dead. Maybe they'll do some in the future, but it's taking too much time, and they just couldn't do it with how busy they are. And maybe we'll get them in the future. Maybe we won't. Disruption rewards are being buffed. They've made note of the fact that people have received Disruption, the game mode, very positively, and so we may see it, you know, getting on to more areas of the game, and we may see more buffs to it and its quality of life as it becomes a more major game mode going forward, which I'm pretty excited about. I enjoyed a decent amount. It kind of seems like, I don't know, maybe not strictly a better version of defense missions, but it is definitely a better version of those like horrible moving defenses you have in certain tile sets. It's like if they made that actually fun instead of fucking horrible. Yeah, that's kind of how I would describe it. So I enjoyed it. It's always nice to get more game modes to get your grind on in. And that's it for the video. Thank you all for watching. Yakri out.